Good morning. My name is Aleksander Haretski. We are at the Academy of Regenerative Medicine in Poland, in town Swiebodzice, and I would like to introduce you Mr. Maciej, who stay in our center for 2 weeks. Please tell me if you enjoyed your stay with us and what are your impressions. Hello, my name is Maciej Wieczarski. I am a healthy person and I do not suffer from any diseases. That's why I didn't come to the academy to be treated. For several years, I have become interested in the natural healing methods of treatments. I care very much for me to live long and be healthy. My main source of information about health are YouTube videos. There is a lot of information and a lot of people are recording movies. A lot of videos are recorded by people who are non-know, and here I find that there are other people also who are recording health videos. This is very broad knowledge and is different from what we can learn from the doctors and various conventional medicine centers. Maybe I will talk a little bit about myself. I travel a lot, and I have visited 144 countries so far. I have traveled around the world several times. It means that you spend a month or more traveling every year. Yes, I have goal to visit all the countries of the world. And I still have to visit 49 countries. So I can say that not much left. Maybe tell us a bit about some interesting experience that have happened to you. I have been to many interesting places, and Alaska is one such place. In my opinion, Alaska is the most beautiful place in the world. I have been too. I had the opportunity to fly to the Katmai National Park to watch the bears. The nature here was amazing. The plane lands on the lake here. Yes, we had interesting experience during such a landing on the water. When we landed on this lake, no one knew how we would live, because this lake was very small. The pilot of the plane laughed and said that we will probably have to stay here. It turned out that, for the plane to take off, it was necessary to drive around the lake. To accelerate into the appropriate speed, then it was necessary to quickly turn to the center of the lake, so that the plane could rise up. It was a very interesting experience. When it comes to the travel experience related to the health, I must say that I have had several such experiences. One of them happened when we ride a bike on one of the islands of America. Sadly, something happened to my knee. It was very bad pain, and I couldn't ride my bike in any way. I didn't know what to do. But local people told me to get to the man who was curing using Chinese medicine. When I went to him and lay down on the table, he drained my knee and used cupping therapy. It hurt me a lot, and after the first few hours, I felt worse than before. But in the evening, I could walk normally and feel much better. They understood that when we are sick, we do not necessarily have to go to the doctor, because it turns out that there are also people who can also treat. This year in January, I was in a different situation when I was in Senegal. I traveled with my friend through the 6 countries, and Senegal was the last country we traveled through. The day before returning to Poland, we went to ocean shore. The ocean was very rough, but I really like swimming, so I decided to go into the water. When I was already in the water, at some point a very large wave appeared which sprained my leg, and I immediately felt that something bad happened to my knee. When I got out of the water, at the first the pain was not strong yet. In such a situation, adrenaline works at the beginning, and we do not feel strong pain. Yes, that's what's happened. It happened before noon, and in the afternoon we were supposed to visit one monument, which was located on the hill, and we had to go up the stairs. In the evening when we returned to the hotel, I felt, for the first time in my life, that I could not raise my leg to climb the stairs. When I got into the hotel room, I thought that everything would slowly return to normal. But next day, I stayed in the room and lay in the bed. When we returned to Poland, I immediately went to the doctor. An X-ray has been done. It turned out that the ligaments in my knee were broken. And the doctor told me that in this case, the only thing you can do is undergo the operation, and trying to persuade me to do the surgery. So I started looking for the doctor who could do for me such a surgery best. My friend worked in one of the rehabilitation centers who told me that regardless of whatever I had surgery or not, I should start knee rehabilitation before surgery. I should start knee rehabilitation now, straight away. After surgery, it will be easier to get back to the full fitness. In my family, there are 3 people who have had such a surgery, and I know that after surgery, the knee is not 100% functional as before. So I agreed to rehabilitation and started exercising. After 2 weeks, the physiotherapist tells me that something is wrong because your knee is getting more and more functional. Was the date for the surgery set or not yet? I had to set this date with a month time because the doctor said not to wait long with the decision. So when I heard that I could move my knee better, I asked another physiotherapist to examine my knee. So he also stated that my knee is getting better and I have to think about if I really want to undergo surgery. I decided to quit my job for a while and start going to the rehabilitation center every day and exercise for 1.5 hours for 1.5 months. After this time, it turned out that the surgery is not needed because my knee has regenerated. This experience taught me that if someone says that the surgery is needed, then one should think about whatever it is needed and look for another solution. Because maybe this surgery is not needed at all. The human body has the ability to repair many problems in the organism, but sometimes, if the bone is broken, then you should get the most help from the doctor. Yes, but sometimes you have the time to think, and you can find another method, instead of having to undergo surgery right away. When the wave sprained my leg, it may be because my tendons are too weak, and something can be done to strengthen them. I am 48 now and I have no health problems. I run and do various exercises, but my knee twisted throughout the tide. It was a signal for me to think about and maybe I should do something about my health. Use some method to improve my health. However, the most important question is how to do it. Because when I go to the doctor and say that I'm fine, how can doctor help me? He may recommend taking vitamins or other pills. That is supplementation. I am against taking supplements when I feel healthy. So for the last 3 years I have been looking for information on how to do it and watch a lot of YouTube videos. Once upon a time I came across your dad's video. And when I heard about the methods he used, I immediately liked them. All these methods he talked about felt that they were made specially for me, and it was very important to me. Sometimes when I listen to different people, I analyze all this information later, and I don't quite agree with it. However, in this case of this method, everything suited me. Since then, I had such a dream to come to the academy. I just didn't know when it would happen, this year or next. At this point I should go to Bulgaria, but my life was so good that I couldn't go there. So it was the best time to come here to the academy and experience all the methods that are used at the academy. There are a lot of them, about 50, and at home I do about 5 different methods myself, and here about 50 are used in the center. I knew that using all these methods at the same time would be very beneficial for my health. That would allow me to achieve what I was looking for, living long and in good health. I told my friend Piotr about the academy, with whom I also travels. I told him about the center, what is being done here, and that such a stay at academy would definitely help him too. For this I am very happy that Piotr agreed to come with me, because I felt much more confident in his company. My colleague was only 1 week here, because he had to back to work. We are in touch with each other all the time. We call each other, and recently he told me that he stopped smoking. Before coming to the center for 2 weeks, I was asking him to stop smoking. Smoking is not allowed in our center. A week before arriving at the academy, Piotr bought himself pills, so he don't smoke in the center. He stopped smoking before arriving. He also didn't smoke in the center, and now he tells me on the phone that he no longer smokes. Smoking cigarettes is not a disease, it is just a habit. And as my father say, that instead of cigarette you can take a baby pacifier in your mouth, and can also help you to stop smoking.
Papierosy, tak samo jak się tłumaczę, to może być smoczyk równie dobrze w buzi trzymać. To jest po prostu taki odruch, powiedzmy, nawet tak dziecięcy.
I think he also stopped smoking because the academy cleans up the whole body. Cleanse the liver, intestines, blood, and everyone has to put a lot of work into it. Everyone who does this here at the center feels a lot of lightness, more energy, and feels better. The next important thing is that when we stimulate our body to work throughout all the massages we had here, for all parts of the body. To do all this, you need to work a lot. There are also various herbs that we eat to nourish our body. If someone receives all this and undergoes such a cleansing of the body, as me and my colleague, which was not easy at all, because from morning to evening I receive various treatments and also puts a lot of work for myself. Then after all, man respects his work and what he has done. Also, if a person is here in the center for 2 weeks or more, then he learns new habits and learns a new way of life. When I did the liver cleansing, I was shocked at what I saw what my liver had expelled, and it still is being excreted. I think that once a month I will carry out such a liver cleansing. Also here in the center, I learned how much depends on the proper function of the liver. I was not aware how much we depends on the liver. Sometimes we have different ailments, for example, with the skin, with the bone, with the joints or other parts of our body. And we don't know that this is caused by the malfunction of these several major organs. Our body is one organism, and everything is connected with each other, just like a car. When we disconnect the engine or battery, we'll not be able to drive. Yes, everyone thinks that the heart is important and the brain. But now I think the most important is the liver. Yes, it is one of the most important organs in the body. For example, I won't take care of my heart, but now it is more important for me that the liver is healthy. When I go to the store, I wonder what to buy, what is healthier. Yes, because even this organic food can be the same as the normal one, because the producer can cheat. Now I know that when the liver is cleansed, it will know itself what to do with these impurities, which are in the food that I eat. If there is aluminium or preservatives or other chemical compounds that are not natural, the liver has such a function and is wise enough to handle it. I don't have to do anything then, provided that liver is functional, clean and function normally. Self-suggestion is very important in the method used at the academy. Man should make contact with his body. The point is that when a person suffers from a disease, of which they say it is incurable, and if get that diagnosis, it is difficult to help such a person, if the brain of such a person does not open to the information that he could be helped and cured of such a disease. If such a person is convinced that he can be helped, then the therapy is very effective, and the person can recover. If a person locks himself and encode in his mind information that he cannot be cured, then we cannot help such a person. No matter what we do, we will not be able to help him. I do not have such a problem, and I have no such a thoughts. If I have a health problem, I start to think positively, and I ask God, for example, for my body to regenerate, and I am certainly not worried. If something happens, it is the time for regeneration. That's right. Your father also gave an example that for people who smoke cigarette, what is on the packaging of the cigarettes, it's more dangerous. They written on them that smoking kills and causes cancer. So just reading, the thought of it is more harmful than just smoking. It is the same if we drink something that is unhealthy, and we think that it would hurt us, that will harm us more just because thinking like that. So when we smoke, we do not think that it hurts us, we just smoke as we must. So we do not think that we're killing ourselves in this way, because then we act very badly on our body. Are you satisfied with your stay in our center? Yes, I'm very pleased. What can you tell the person who watches us and cannot decide to come to our center? There are already a lot of videos about the work of our center on the internet, but everything cannot be shown and you have to experience it yourself. There are certainly few people like me who come here for prevention purpose. People are more and more interested in the issue of health, and more people come for prevention process, not just to be treated. Yes, but the people I met during the 2 weeks in the center are mostly older than me, who came here to be treated. These are people who have been struggling with some serious health problems for a long time. And they have been treated by many different doctors. Dispute this, these people continue to get sick for 5 or 10 years. And they only change doctors and nothing changes.
Nie znaleźli pomocy.
These are people from Poland, the United States, Costa Rica, Germany. So there are people from all over the world. And all these people say the same thing. How long can you walk from one doctor to another? And everyone will say something different or put up another diagnosis. And the number of drugs they take is constantly increasing. At such a time, the decision is made that these people no longer want to live like that. Then such people start looking for other options to help themselves. Then, for example, they find a specialist in the spine and herbs. And it turns out that there is not much opportunity to heal in an alternative way. But when you find information about the center like this, and watch a few videos and see that there are not only few different methods of help, but 30, 40 and more. Each of these support options is different from those offered by doctor. They are not medicine, they are not surgical procedures. And then you start to wonder that something is wrong here. The person is shocked that there is a place where you can use so many methods at once and in the short time. All these people I met here, none of them say that something does not suit them. Dispute the fact that everyone can be tired. Not everyone could expect that there will be so many activities from morning to evening, every day. And this can cause fatigue. Everyone who undergo this method did not say that was dissatisfied, that something had hurt someone, or something was wrong. On the contrary, they are very happy that they came here, that they are here. To fix a health problem, you need to act on the whole body. You need to cleanse the body, strengthen it, and provide all the necessary elements. And the body will slowly repair itself. In addition, when I know that, I will be able to do some of this method at home. And in addition, I can also call to the academy at any time if I have any questions. Even yesterday I talked with your father on the phone to ask something and there was no problem. I got the answer and everything was clear to me. And I received help. I meant electrostimulation, which we have here almost every day. I know now that I will buy such a device, so that I can use it myself also at home. After what I have learned here at the academy, it will be very easy now. Every person now I encourage to come here, because you will certainly receive a lot of practical information here. What to do in order to not give in to what doctors want to offer us. I will mention one more important matter. All people who live and still take any medicine will do anything to stop using it. Yes, there is such a possibility. When we cleanse ourselves all the time, we will slowly reduce the amount of medication we take. All this information opens people's eyes that you can take care of your health differently, holistically. When our eyes hurt, or we have a poor eyesight, it does not mean that we should only treat the eyes, because it may be a problem with the liver or something else, or the disease of the whole organism. Therefore, we should look at the health problem differently. Look at what we eat and what we do, and not worry. Everyone who stay here being to understand it all by themselves.
Szkolimy tutaj na miejscu praktycznie, jak to się
That's why we train all our patients and explain why all this is done and what prophylaxis to do yourself at home.
odbuje w jakiejkolwiek sytuacji w domu, tak? Czy coś się stało gorąco,
This is very important, because such a man has sufficient knowledge to cope alone in many situations alone at home. If someone gets a high temperature or catch a cold, they don't have to buy any medication anymore. They just know how to help themselves naturally. Now I just thought that when I am at home or traveling and something happens to me, I will not be afraid of it because I have more knowledge and possibilities to help myself. The main thing is that in basic matters I can help myself without the help of doctors. Such awareness helps a lot, and with such a knowledge, one can always help himself. When you're on the desert or in the mountains, then you have more chance to survive, unless there is already a really serious situation, as I sometimes did. When I travel, I don't stay at the hotel. I just try to visit and see as much as possible, and sometimes you have to sleep in the place where there is no civilization, and you have to manage somehow. These are all additional skills that we can use when we are in difficult situations. Once I had the opportunity to swim in the cold water in Antarctic, for which I got a certificate. But I had to quickly decide whether to do it. But I thought that such a chance may not happen again. So when I got into such a water, I thought I would die. The water had a temperature 1 degree above zero. But now I didn't think again. Now I take such a bath in a cold water every day, and my record is 15 times. From the sauna to the shower, and then immerse myself in ice water. And I do it without any problem. Now you like it. Yes, I like it, and now, when I next time pass the mountain stream, I will undress and cross the river without a problem, because I already have experience. Such a hardening of the body with cold water teach me a lot, and I am hardened, and I am not afraid of cold water anymore. Each person in our center overcomes their weakness, not only through the treatments in cold water, but also by the other methods. How do you compare your stay at the academy with your other experience? It is very interesting experience, and I do not regret that I came here, and if I was in the similar situation and had to choose, I would choose to come here again. At the very beginning I was joking that if someone offered me a trip around the world for free or coming here, I would choose to come here to the academy, and it happened, and I can go on the trip around the world later. Thank you very much for coming to us, and I wish you that you would implement your plan to the end and visit all the countries of the world. Thank you to everyone who watches us, and we invite everyone to come to visit us. As you can hear, people from many countries of the world come to us and we help everyone who needs help. So we think that we can also help you. And it is worth to think about and not wait until the state of your health deteriorates. Because it's best to come and help yourself by prevention, than treat serious disease later. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.